Alrighty, hello everyone and welcome back to the Nexus Gaming Series. I am Bahamut, your caster. On the left hand side we are going to be having Winky Face, and on the right it is going to be... Oh my god, I blanked on the name. DeathMeta. Didn't even have to look it up. There we go. Alright, but while we have this kind of ban phase going on, I'll go ahead and catch you up really quickly on the coin flip. It was won by Winky Face, so they're going to go ahead and choose map pick. They went ahead and banned out Cursed Hollow. BOE was then banned out by DeathMeta. Infernal Shrines is the first map pick. That is obviously by Winky Face. And game 2 is going to be Sky Temple. So let's go ahead and get into this game number 1 here between these two teams. I am excited about this as we do have a white main being banned out already, and we have a Alexstrasza. So a support choke in a sense at this point. I actually kind of like it. The other thing to note, I don't think I noted, this is a Division C East. Yeah, I think it's East matchup. Both these teams, so just a little side note if you were wondering about that, but go ahead and get into our second ban phase as we do have Garrosh being banned out. Still highly contested in that first ban phase on that Garrosh. I do understand the reposition, the lockdown is strong, but it's not one of the synergies that we've been seeing quite often from a lot of these teams lately, so I don't know. I don't know which... AoE taunt's really strong. I mean, he's got great base armor, but I feel like he's still susceptible to the burst and the damage that's been coming out in the current draft. But we currently also will not be seeing an Asmodean being picked up here, as the Lord of Terror is... Excuse me, the Lord of Sin is going to be banned out. But the Lord of Terror is going to be picked up in this one slot on the side of DeathMeta. And as a starting out hero, I really like it, honestly. Diablo is extremely strong on Infernal Shrines. There's a lot of pinch points that work out really well for him. As well, the tight corridors are really impactful. They can go Apocalypse, they can go into Lightning Breath. It really just depends on what synergies they want to run. But that does open up avenues for things like Urel to be picked up, and that will be grabbed here by Winky Face along with a Stukov. Stukov actually seeing some changes last week, and I was talking with one of my friends, and he's just like, yeah, Stukov, I'm enjoying it. Yo, Ragnarok, thank you for the auto-host. Welcome, everyone. But yeah, he's just like, I like it. It's just the playstyle, he hasn't figured it out yet. And I'm like, I understand that. I was fiddling around with Stukov over the weekend a bit, and I was like, I can see, I still put him up there as a really, really powerful hero, especially in the support area. But we will be seeing that Phoenix and the Decker Cane. This is the typical synergy that we've been seeing from a lot of teams running lately, because of the fact that you get the Sapphire at level 1, which allows you to have a higher burst in your slow. I do believe it goes to 60%. And then Phoenix also benefits from that because of the fact of Purification Salvo, so that you get that slow from Deckard. You have the Lightning Breath from Diablo, slowing them on top of that, and then Purification Salvo does extra damage to members that are slowed, so makes sense. So here we do have a Grey Mane being banned out because it will work with the dive that they currently have. They don't really have anyone to clear the shrines, and I think they're actually a little worried about the Urel in the solo lane going up against a Grey Mane potentially, because in this situation, you can definitely run a Grey Mane into Urel, and it seems to be pretty strong. At this point, though, I would expect there to be a tank choke on the side of DeathMeta, maybe looking to ban out... Actually, ooh. They're going to go for the ETC, but the one thing I was actually going to start talking about is Murden. Murden is really, really strong to kind of dive in and really brawl, and it would work out with the Urel. Urel has an engage and a disengage aspect. Stukov can then stay in that backline and get the roots as necessary. So in this situation, they left avenues open for Murden, and I really would hope that they pick it up on the side of Winky Face. Along with that, they're going to need some Shrine Clear. Ooh, actually, I like this. They're going to go for the Joanna and the Maiev. Joanna's still strong on this map. I do agree with that. She's just a meat shield, if anything. And the setup that she has with the Blessed Shield. Hey, Gingerbread Man, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate that support. Thank you for checking out the stream. Glad you're having a good night. As we do have a Jaina being picked up, still pairs well into that synergy that as we were seeing before. And this last pick, they're going to need a solo laner to that Urel. They could go Malthael, but it's going to be the Lyric. Okay. Try and clear damage over time, or excuse me, the damage reduction at 13-16 with the Skeletal Reset as well, or Skeletal Swing Reset is just huge. That 13-16 range for the Orc is just such a great talent tier spike for him. Overall, I got to say that team is slow city, and it's a lot of good setup. But this last pick, they're going to need some sort of clear, or it's Kael'thas or Gul'dan. Yeah, They need something to clear into the shrines. They also need some poke damage out as well. And they need that kind of final burst. Maiev, yes, she does offer a lot of good damage, but in this situation, I don't know whose draft I fear more. I guess let me put it this way. Also, Gingerbread Man, hey, what's going on? Thanks for see you in chat. The draft of DeathMeta, I think, has got a lot of great synergies, and it's a really, really strong draft. It's going to come down to the burden of execution in the situation, because if you cannot execute what they've built here, this is going to be a draft that is just going to fall apart in the game. And that's the unfortunate thing. Like, I hate to be very blunt with that criticism, but it is one of those situations. Like, I've casted it in other leagues or in other divisions, I think, where people draft these things and they have all the tools necessary, but they can't hit R buttons synergistically, or they can't they just don't get the wombo set up right. No one's in the right position, so it's a lot of these little things. But I do have to say, Winky Face, I really do like their draft because it is very brawly, it is very sustained. Let's find out, though, as we have on the left-hand side, Winky Face with Genzer is going to be on the Maiev, VZ going to be on the Stukov. We'll be having Spagino going to be on the Urel. We'll have Brickhouse on that Kael'thas, and 2D Moss will be on the Joanna. And I didn't say Turdy Moss this time. And then on the right-hand side, we're going to be having DeathMeta with Barber going to be on the Leoric. We'll have Low Blow Joe going to be on the Diablo. Modus Trollin is going to be on the Decker Kane. The True J is going to be on the Phoenix. And Festy Porter is going to be on that Jaina. Let's go ahead and find out what these teams do in this mid lane, as all 5 members from both sides have met here. But do they take a big fight? As we have some poke damage coming out, we're going to go ahead and just play this safe. No big... Okay, we do have 2D Moss getting repositioned here. A lot of damage is going to be coming out from Kael'thas at this time. We do have a nice Umbral Bind coming in from Maiev, and there's a lot of lockdown on so many of these members here. It looks like Gensers will get out just fine. Going to take some poke damage from the True J, as we have these solo laners going to be splitting off into their top lanes, respectively, at this time. We'll have Spagino and Barber facing off in this Eternal battle. Now, Barber is kind of in a good spot because they do have that skeletal... Excuse me, that... oh my god. What's the leech? I can't. Spectral leech. And so he'll be able to kind of sustain off of that. But the thing is, at this time, with the waves, the way the lanes are, yeah, he's just going to go ahead and just tap that well. Barber just playing it safe there. I like that call from them. That's just the safe way to do it. Because I was like, oh, you can sit there and, spectral leech off of someone and just heal up, but it's not going to work out that way. Some of the things to note: Kael'thas did not go into Convection. Going to be going for the Mana Addict at level 1. Decker Kane, as I noted in draft, it's actually going to be going to that Sapphire. I peeked over, I was like, wait, they're just throwing out those roots. Are they just trying to stack up level 1s? But no. We are just going to be getting the slow on the Haragic Cube there with that 1 key. And we actually have, this is interesting, we don't have the advanced targeting for Phoenix. Do I have it backwards? No, we don't have advanced artillery, we have advanced targeting, which is going to be the level 1 questing talent. The only reason that the advanced artillery I was suggesting is because you have that splash, and that kind of little bit of burst is really good in a lot of sieging situations, as well as I do believe you can talent quite well into that and really get a buff here. But we currently have the Phoenix dropping. We're going to see if we get a pause between these teams, or if they're just going to be letting it go for just a couple minutes here. Maybe it's just a small DC, but no. Alright. We have our Phoenix back into the game. Let's go ahead and get back into these rotations, and our fuse has no longer been blown in the house, as 4s are going to be achieved for both teams. Hey, Sulfate, what's going on? Thanks for coming by and checking out the stream. We are back from the pause. So that means that you have a solid 2 minutes of just pause time of me rambling. But either way, we will be having this camp picked up on the right-hand side here. And we actually, a little bit behind. I didn't notice. I think it actually might have been picked up right before the pause and just completely forgot about it. But we do have this being cleared out fairly quickly. They might try and even push this up into the lane. Mid lane is Low Blow Joe going to be going ahead and getting pulled back by the Umbral Bind. That will be the Gravity Lapse on top of that. The Silence is on there as well. Low Blow Joe so low in this situation, and that is going to be the Diablo picked off here. First kill going over to Winky Face. That's a big kill to get in this situation because you have the Shrine available. Now you can just go ahead and activate that and get a little bit of a positional advantage. Maybe even get a little bit ahead in their skeletal defenders, but they're not looking for it. They're just going to go ahead. They're going to clear up their wave, and they'll go ahead and grab this this temple, and I love this. This is a smart move by DeathMeta. They're just like, all right, well, our Diablo's gone. We can't fight into this. It's a bad idea. Let's go ahead. We'll grab a camp, get some bottom lane pressure. They will get some of these, yes, but it doesn't mean that it's going to be the end of the game. It doesn't mean that you get the first one and it's over, or they get 20 skeletal defenders and it's over. They can now invade 6-6 in levels. It's anyone's game in this situation. Numbers are starting to rotate in. It's 30-0. They're doing a great job of zoning here. 2D Moss is doing an awesome job of that as they go ahead and move in here. Umbral Bind going to be going out onto the Diablo. A lot of damage going out onto Low Blow Joe as Barber going to be stepping up here. One of the members is getting so low on the side of Winky Face as the Iron Skin is used. 39 skeletal defenders remain. They can just poke in. Genzer's looking for that fan of knives. Maybe even Kael'thas is going to get it, and that will be happening with the Flame Strike. They deny the steal, and that is going to be first Punisher of the game going over in favor for Winky Face. Hey, Jalen, what's up? Thanks for coming by. Also, thanks for hanging out in Cat Peach's stream, too, last night. It was great seeing you over there, checking out the Bush League. Thank you for supporting us all across the map. But we will be getting into this mid lane push as it's going to be this Punisher jumping onto the fort. Looks like they'll be getting the gate here. I don't think they're going to be stepping up too far beyond that. The Punisher is already at 14%, and that's going to be the exact thing as we do have Punisher ending. Fort going to be down at a little bit over half. It's like 3/4 health roughly, but great rotations coming out. Coming over from Bush League. Hey, Sulfate. Of course you are. How could I forget? But we do have these rotations coming out, and it's just going to be going back to soaking, back to looking up, looking for their next advantage here. And I do believe that we have, I think it should be around the 7-minute mark in game when we should be getting the next Punisher. I might be off, I think, by like 40 seconds. That's a big window, but I can't remember if it's 1 minute 30 or if it's 2 minutes. I'm pretty sure it's 1 minute 30. So it'll be closer to like 6:30 or something like that. But either way, I wouldn't be too surprised to see a prioritization onto the camps in the top lane in the next 30 seconds or so. Getting some pressure from these Bruiser camps into the top lane while you have a bottom lane Punisher, that's a huge advantage on a map like this. You can watch these things go through your fort, through your keep, and go straight to your core if left unattended to. As Gino and Barber are doing a phenomenal job of just battling this out as we have a little bit of a brawl breaking out in bottom lane. Gonna try and pull in a couple members here. Gonna get the slow onto the True J. But no prioritization on the camps. We're just gonna be getting rotations once again. Teams looking towards those 10s. I don't know if they'll be able to get... Well, they might be able to get it before the next Punisher. It's possible, but they have to make some quicker rotations or at least get a huge amount of kills as the True J is going to be pulled in by that Umbral Bind. The lockdown goes out from Decker Kane, but it's not enough to save them. They lose their Phoenix. That is going to be Kael'thas continuing to poke out into them. They grab these picks, and this is a great situation for the members of Winky Face to be in as Kael'thas goes ahead, jumps down to this bottom lane, will continue to soak up. That will guarantee them the 10s. They also go ahead and burn down this mid lane tower to also give them that little extra 500 experience they need to go ahead and get that. I am so off with my timers. I'm not even close here. As it looks like we do have top lane continuing to be a little bit of a battle here. They will go ahead and actually take the aggressive camp. I really like that call from the members of Winky Face just to utilize their advantage. Now, 10's achieved for both teams. I'm looking at nothing too out of the ordinary right now. There's the Lightning Breath from the Diablo. There's the Entomb. Okay, so I was off by about a solid minute. But either way, we're going to go ahead and have this bottom shrine going to be activatable in the next 18 seconds as they will go ahead and grab this camp in the bottom lane. Nexus last night. Oh, thank you so much, Sulfate. I honestly, the 2% core blew us away. We go ahead and have Low Blow Joe diving in here, but it might be too soon before the team gets there. The Entomb comes out from the Lyric. That is going to also be the Warden's Cage from the Maiev. That is the Phoenix on top of that. Ring of Frost underneath that. On top of that, massive shove coming out from the Stukov, and that is going to be 2 for 1 as the members of DeathMeta walking out of this fight kind of in a better situation. Phoenix doesn't have as great shrine clear as Jaina does, but at the same time, they still have so much. And the one thing I want to note here is that all the heroics came out from the members of DeathMeta, except for the Purification Salvo. And I don't know, I don't know if there was every R button was hit at once at that point. I don't know if maybe it got reset from the Joe Wanna Bless shield or if it was just interrupted, but one of those things where I was just like, everything was there for that huge blow up. But either way, we go ahead and have the second Punisher of the game. Looks like we're going to be having this pretty well controlled by the members of DeathMeta, as we will have Urel going ahead and grabbing this Bruiser camp in the top lane that will be pressuring up there while this is pushing into the bottom. But at the same time, it's a little bit late for that. They could honestly just push into the gate, maybe get a little bit of damage on the fort, back off, clear their wave. They're not going to be losing out too much here. It's actually Leoric going to go ahead and just rotate straight into the top lane, get the clear on this. They know that this is way too much pressure. Meanwhile, though, bottom lane, this is where our fun's at, as the Punisher, I do believe, did not get baited over the wall in this situation, so going to siege really well here. Phoenix does come out from Kael'thas, going to just zone a couple members away. And at this point, we do have a little bit of a step up here from the members of DeathMeta. This is the Ring of Frost going out, not connecting onto anyone here, as we will have this fort being assailed by these members. And will they be able to... yeah, I think they should be able to confirm it in this situation. They're getting forced back, though. The Lordnado coming out from the Decker Cane just to make sure they make this exit. And so I think, yeah, they're going to have to give this over, as Low Blow Joe is going to be caught out here. That is also going to be the Warden's Cage. They get hit by it twice. Bestie Porter is in a bad situation with health, as Spagino is going to be coming down and just going right onto them. That will be the Righteous Hammer to knock them away from the gate. Low Blow Joe so low here. Maybe will they be able to make it out? Not happening. That is going to be Diablo losing souls, but... oh my god, I'm blinking. Jaina is going to go ahead and make it out alive with just around 200 health. What's up, Drow Hunter? Thanks for coming by and checking out the games. And that chase was so good for Winky Face. And the back and forth between these two teams as this game has progressed, I'm absolutely loving it. It's 4-2 in kills, and I can honestly say as we progress here, it's only going to get more and more tricky for these members, as we also are going to be having, and I was mix these two up. I think it's Ominous Wrath at 13. Yes. And so they will be able to go ahead and utilize that. But then we actually have the Entomb coming out. That will be the Purification Sub going out onto Brick. How so much damage is there? They're able to confirm the kill with the Leoric Skeletal Swing there, and that is going to be the team getting away with one kill. The True is actually maybe stepping up for a little bit more poke damage onto them, as they'll be able to back out of here. No one dying on the side of DeathMeta, but they go ahead and pick up that Kael'thas kill. That's huge for them, and they just go right back into the lane rotations. They're just like, all right, well, we'll just go back and keep soaking in this situation. We'll wait for the next Punisher, which will be in top lane. Barber and Spagino are doing a great job of just holding these lanes, really not losing out too much in this situation, as we do have the camp in bottom lane going to be picked up by the members of DeathMeta, having that pressure bottom lane. I wasn't looking at timers whatsoever, so I do believe we should be having the minion wave for the win. I just didn't even notice that. I was like, wait, how did it go down all of a sudden? But that will be the minion wave getting it. They go ahead and they pick up the camp, but it's going to be doing all of the work for them, as we do have Jaina prioritizing this camp at this time. We'll be able to go ahead and pressure this into the top lane. This will also be a top lane Punisher, but if they can get a little bit of siege damage with this, that'll be huge for them. And it looks like they want to open this up a little bit more in that top lane. Phoenix sitting in this bush, just preparing. Maybe they go for a gank onto the Urel. That is a possibility, but in this situation, they haven't been seen on map for a while, and I would expect her to maybe play this a little safe, as she will be just rotating out into the friendly team. Low Blow Joe showing in mid. They're going to go ahead and just soak this up, and that is going to be 15 to 15s, as Barber not in a good spot here. Could get caught out. They're looking like a lot of damage is going to be coming up. They go ahead and get the Wraith Walk out, but that is going to be Kael'thas getting so much damage, and oh my god. Modus trolling, getting those heals with the potions. That is so perfect for Decker Cane. No kills, no deaths. You have a Punisher, 15 to 15. 4-3 in kills. Let's go ahead and see, as Maiev is going to be separated from the team. Vault the Ward will be coming out. That is also going to be the Warden's Cage. That is also the Entomb onto Brick House. That is the Purification Salvo coming out. Barber so low here, going to be able to get out. The Ring of Frost connects onto one. Maiev not in a good spot. Massive shove going to be pushing Jaina back here. And it looks like at this time they get the kill, and they want more, as they are going to go ahead and turn their sights on 2D Moss. The Shrine has got one Skeletal Defender in favor for the members of DeathMeta, and they're still pushing here, and this is what they need to do. They need to utilize this advantage. They don't have their Maiev. They don't have that kind of setup in that pole, and also a lot of heroics were utilized there. They should push in the lane. Prep this here. Make it easier for their Punisher to assail further than just the top fort. You can take out these two towers, push up with your minion wave, You know, Phoenix can siege here with the Diablo very well. They won't get pulled in. And you can also see that there are members spreading themselves across the map here just to get some macro play and just get at least some evening out the map in the situation. But overall, between the two teams, I gotta say that was a great fight from DeathMeta, and they're starting to show their death meta. It's 4-4 in kills, 16-16. Structures are fairly even here. Camp going to be grabbed in the mid lane and is going to be pressured up as well. That might be falling as Leoric actually going to be rotating in there just to make sure they deny any of that structured advantage. They'll be all hearthing back to prep to defend against this keep. But this fort is gone. They're fine with giving this over, I think, this late in the game. They're like, it's 1,200 experience. That's all right. We'll go ahead, let them have that. They can take out the well, which is... This is not the best situation to be in, you know, lane-wise, because you now only have your mid lane. Leoric's still there in mid, clearing that out. They will be locking down the Maya in the situation. She will use the blink out up here just to be safe. Go ahead and 2D Moss going to be stepping up onto them. We have some roots coming out from the Punisher, not going to be connecting as it is working on this front gate. It is going to be falling as well. Purification Salvo going to be connecting onto 3 members. No slow or burst damage to be following that up. Umbra Bind onto the True J. Just going to be stepping right up as they get the blink out of there, and that is also going to be... Oh no, the anti-synergy. We're going to be having the Ring of Frost come out, but the Lord NATO is going to be pushing them farther away. Barber rotating up and saying, hey, I'm here for the fight. There's no fight, is there? Well, I'll go back to solo laning, I guess. Back to the PvE game. But that is going to be... that was a great Punisher for them. They got a lot of value with that. And I believe that was the 3rd Punisher of the game. It ended, like, let's say 10 seconds ago. So I think it's a 2-minute counter. So we're looking around 17 minutes in the game. I want to nail these down. So I do believe it's a 2-minute counter. Pretty sure. But either way, we will be having bottom camp grabbed, and they're just going to go ahead and play these rotations, but they want to take a fight on the side of Winky Face, stepping up onto a couple of them. 2D Moss is going to be far forward with the team. Iron Skin is actually going to be used right away, and actually you can see the True J stacking up that advanced targeting level 1 is getting a lot of value into them, and they're just going to back out of here. They don't want to take the fight beyond this. They've weakened up 2D Moss a bit, and to be honest, I feel like they could have got a lot of push into them. Might have been able to take a kill. Bottom lane, though, they're going to be trying to just go ahead and burn this down as quickly as possible. The Orc is going to be in top lane. They don't have their entire team for this fight. Maya's not going to be locked down. And nothing. Just some towers are going to be falling at this time, and they're just going to get pushed in a little bit. They're going to play it safe. Diablo did finish the souls. But they will be able to have that instant revive at the next Punisher, and I do believe it is going to be bottom lane, so the prep on the side of Winky Face is really, really strong just to go ahead and make sure they knock that down, and if they can get the Punisher, which is... Looks like that's their game plan. They're just like, we're going to get the next one. Barber... There's going to be the slug going out, oh my god, the Entomb is going to be going out. I was looking at that setup, the Purification Salvo going to be going out as well, but Barber going to be falling first here in this fight. So much damage is going to be going out. Urel is going to be being hit by the Lornado, but Diablo will be falling as well. That is going to be souls coming back. Leoric is still going to be on the battlefield, but that is the fight that they need for Winky Face, as they will be going ahead and just moving their way over to this Bruiser camp just to grab this and have the Shamans push into the top lane. I love this. This is such a good start. Excuse me, it's such a late game play for these members. And all right, cool. It's 2 minutes for the activation, 2:30 for the actual spawn. There we go. We figured it out together, team. We do have this camp that will be grabbed though by that Jaina, just kind of sneaking that out, making sure that they at least don't have too much lane pressure into them. Top lane though, still being held over in favor for the members of DeathMeta. Winky Face is starting to work around the map here, 19-19. Yo-ho! Sulfate, thank you for the 5. I look over at Twitch chat and you post, thank you so much for the 500 bits. I will resend your alert once we get out of this game. Let's go ahead. Oh my god. Thank you so much for the support, my friend. I really, really appreciate that. As the, the Shrine is going to be activated now in bottom lane. We're going to be stepping up onto this. It's 19-19. It's really, really tight in the situation. Barber going to go ahead and get the damage reduction. And Tomb actually going to be going out into Brick House. They want to get that kill. Diablo going to get the Shadow Charge right in there. That will be the Purification Salvo going out as well. Barber's so low. So is Diablo. Ring of Frost going to be connecting. That bursts out the Joanna. But the thing is, Diablo will be falling in the situation as well. Massive shove into Barber won't be enough to get the kill onto him. They're able to get out of there. Oh my god, Barber once again with these outs. It's just absolutely insane. And so far, we have a 1-for-1 trade, Kael'thas for Diablo, but that still means that the really, really good Shrine Clear is in favor for the members of DeathMeta because of the Phoenix as well as the Jaina. But 2D Moss is back, and they want to step up and take another fight here as we currently have Barber trying to get some slows onto these members, but a Stasis is used onto the Jaina as they also utilize the Warden's Cage here. So much is being used to try and kill the members of DeathMeta. It's not working out as they also utilize the Lornado. I think it might have gone in the wrong direction there as Barber needs to get out of here. Not in the best spot. The York can't tank that much, and they're able to get the Wraithwalk out. 2D Moss, though, going to be going ahead and getting entombed here. That is going to be the Vault of the Warden to get out of there, but that is still going to be the Punisher in favor for the members of Winky Face. But the thing is, oh my god. Stukov, you just saved the True J. Whew. What a battle between these two teams. But that is going to be the 4th Punisher of the game, I do believe, pushing into this bottom lane. And we're 19 minutes into the game. This thing has scaled up quite a bit. I love the utilization of Wraithwalk there to deny the stun, also baiting the Punisher jump out. The thing is, though, there's no Punisher jump over this wall now. They're going to siege right into this front gate together as a team. Granted, though, Diablo's back. They don't have their Maiev because the that little pickoff that the True J got right at the end of that Punisher phase was huge for them. They can't siege in too hard here. They'll just have the Punisher pushing in. They'll go ahead and grab a camp in bottom lane, clear out the top lane, probably grab their own camp here. That is going to be the Moor Punisher finishing out here. Be getting our next one at 21 minutes and 53 seconds. I like knowing the counters. I don't know. It's just little things like that. Once again, Sulfate, thank you once again for that huge donation of bits. I will resend your alert once we get out of this match. But we have this camp going to be picked up. Wouldn't be too surprised to see the siege camp over here. And realistically, getting this late into the game, death timers are 1 extremely long and 2 extremely long. And it's God. It's the fact that you're just going to be sitting there and you'll be dead for 60 seconds. There's so much value you can get. Bottom lane for the members of DeathMeta. You know, this sidewall can be taken out. They can go right into that keep and push right past it. There's top lane was opened up for the members of Winky Face, or against Winky Face. So both teams have opportunities and windows to end the game in the situation. And this is where you're going to start seeing, you know, the five-member grouping. You'll just see some safe picks for camps. You don't see too many aggressive, you know, we're going to be looking to go past the halfway mark. This was a bit of an aggressive camp pickup, but I think they did have vision of the enemy team, I think maybe clearing top. But we will be having just the members of the DeathMeta. Oh my god, my brain. DeathMeta will be going ahead and just pushing back up into the top lane, clearing this out, and there's actually going to be a bit of a fight. I saw Leork and I was just like, he doesn't not get out of this. Like he's the spooky boy. He just goes where he wants. Top lane though going to be cleared out. Camp going to be available. They're looking to push in here though. 21 to 21. Every heroic is off of cooldown. Everyone has Storm Division talents. This is if you want to take the fight here on the side of Winky Face, now's the time, but you got to go in if you're going to go in. You can't keep stepping up into them like this because Decker Kane, this little field of potions, this is your nightmare. Barber actually going to be setting up maybe to look and getting an entomb onto one member here. Vault of the Warden, I do not know if it was used or not. But they go ahead and they back out. Not going to be getting the kill. Oof. Bottom lane, though, starting to stack up quite a bit. Next Punisher will be in the top lane. And as I noted, the keep surge Bandit came through the curtain and it just scared the crap out of me. All right. Top lane is completely opened up for the members of Winky Face, or against Winky Face. This is in favor for DeathMeta as they tried to do the same thing over here, but it might have been a bad idea as the Buried Alive goes out onto the Stukov here. The Lornado is actually pushing them away. The Ice Block is going to be used by the Jaina. Barber going to be getting out of here with that Wraith Walk. That is going to be the Ring of Frost connecting onto one. Urel needs to find a way out of here. Purification Salvo connecting onto just about everyone. We do have the first death going out onto that Maya, but Spagino going to be getting killed here. They also pick up the kill onto Brickhouse. VZ not in a good spot, going to be slowed, and that is another pickup in favor for the members of DeathMeta as they are looking at 2D Moss. They go ahead and the Indestructible is used. Not going to be enough. And they leave Leoric on this point and they say, go and do that, but we have a minion wave. We have a shaman camp. We can go ahead and take a keep. To be honest, I say Leoric, get off that camp, get with your team, and push core, because this is game end here. You don't need the Punisher. It's honestly just a huge it's safety, not safety check, but it's just good to have. I don't know what it is. I can't think of the right word, but this is going to be the core currently being assailed through the top lane. They have the shaman camp as well. This is going to be a defense. Yeah, Leoric has left the shrine and is like, all right, we need to go ahead and just end this. Insurance. It's a little insurance. There we go. Entomb going to be going out the Lornado there as well. The Ring of Frost. They go ahead and they get the Purification Salvo swipe out there. That is going to be game number 1 going over to DeathMeta. GG. Well played. So, just to catch everyone up here, coin flip was won by Winky. They went ahead and chose map pick, so they then banned out Cursed Hollow. BOE was banned out by the members of DeathMeta. Infernal Shrines was the first map chosen by Winky. They won that, or excuse me, they lost that map. My apologies. DeathMeta actually won that map, so we are now going to DeathMeta's map choice, and they're up a game, and that's pretty big to lose your map choice too. So we'll see what they're able to do in this situation. As we have bans going to be coming out now. Sky Temple over the weekend, I actually saw on Sky Temple a lot of like double global being played. So I wouldn't be too surprised to see maybe a reprise of those roles popping out. Maybe we'll see a priority to the Dahaka or the Falstead in this situation. Falstead is a phenomenal hero for this map because of the gust that is offered for boss control as well as point control. Point control in Sky Temple is huge. I mean, point control on any map is very, very impactful, but Sky Temple has a lot of good opportunities for you to invade from almost any direction. There are a few, like for example, like bottom temple, yes, you can't really flank too well unless you're Dahaka or you're somehow a Falstead and they don't see you fly in. But like mid lane has almost a 360 entry point. I mean, anyone can, heroes can dive over the walls just to jump in there. And then top lane is kind of the same situation as bottom, but a little bit more open. So you definitely had a lot of these interesting situations where you can invade and then also utilize. It's a huge map, so utilization of a global to shorten that distance, or having someone soak for 1 or 2 extra lanes, that's really, really big for a team. And so my honest opinion is we often see early rotations of globals. Like Dahaka used to be first pick priority, but I don't think we're going to see that here. As Lobo Joe, thank you so much for that follow. I appreciate that, my friend. Thank you for supporting the stream. Good luck in your games. I don't think it's going to be an early prioritization onto the global. I think we're going to see words out of my mouth. We'll be seeing Deckard Cain picked up in the first slot here for the members of Winky. And this is what I mean. There's a lot of, like, I wouldn't say standards, but a lot of just picks that you just can't let go through for just, grabbing a global or something. Diablo are going to be picked up here. I wouldn't be too surprised to see a Phoenix. You're losing the Deckard Cain slow, but that's really not the thing that's not the biggest thing. Huh. That's interesting. That's a little interesting to me, honestly, that they're going to be going into the Rhaegar there. Because, and the reason I say that is... Wait. Are they going to Cho'Gall? It's like, it's so early to pick a Rhaegar when you can have things like Alexstrasza. You can have things like Stukov. You can have things like Malfurion. I think both of those 3 heroes offer better zone potential, better healing. Yeah. Alright. So my whole point is, like, Alexstrasza, Stukov, Malfurion, they...
This cosmic dance of
JL.
bursting decadence and withheld permissions twists all our arms collectively, but if sweetness
It's Cho'Gall.
can win,
It's so Cho'Gall.
and it can, then I'll still be here tomorrow to high-five you yesterday, my friend.
Dude, JL,
Peace.
thank you so much for the 500 bits. That's so awesome of you. I really, really appreciate that support, my friend. Thank you so much. That's so awesome of you. I 100% think this is a Cho'Gall. They banned out Malthael. They really aren't worried about, like, this isn't, they don't have anything in their team that is like, oh, that's super Malthael. Oh, they're not doing it now. Never mind. I don't know. It was all shaping up for it, and I got super excited. But there's gonna be a Dahaka. So let me just still like harp on this Rhaegar. Ancestral healing is great and all. I just personally think that the dragon form, the point control from Alexstrasza, and as well as Stukov, Flailing Swipe, Massive Shove, those are just awesome talents just for displacement and control. Rhaegar, I don't feel like he offers enough. Ancestral healing, yes, it's great. Unless they're looking for a Bloodlust comp, I don't know. And I kind of harped on this way too long, but we will actually be getting an Artanis for that solo lane. And with the auto attack based here, yeah, this Artanis, I actually really like it. Being able to deny a lot of auto attacks is huge for them on the side of Winky Face. And then Hanzo, phenomenal poke, great vision, great burn onto the boss as well as camps. Get ready. Well, I gotta get ready. Thank you, Jay Allen. Thank you for coming by and supporting the stream. I really appreciate that. That's gonna be a Jaina to round out their composition, and to be honest, the kill threat on the side, to be 1000% honest, I really thought they were gonna just throw and they were gonna go like 5 melee, or well, Zul'jin's ranged, but I was thinking that they would utilize the throw and just like Earthquake step up and go in or something. But either way, Jaina will be picked up here. I love it. I love both the drafts. There's high kill potential on the side of DeathMeta, but at the same time, Winky Face has put together such a strong composition to brawl in these points to just kind of pause the fight against the enemy team. And then you have easy on Deckard Cain. It's just, I mean, it's Deckard Cain in general. Lornado is annoying, even if they go for Stay a While and Listen. Definitely all things that you should be worried about. But let's find out here. Game number 2 between these two teams. On the left-hand side, we're going to be having Winky Face trying to even up the score. Beezy on the Deckard Cain. 2D Moss going to be on the Muradin. We'll have Spagino going to be on the Artanis. Genzer is going to be on the Raynor, and we'll be having Brickhouse on the Hanzo. On the right-hand side, we are going to be having DeathMeta up 1 game, trying to make it 2. We will be having Low Blow Joe on the Diablo once again. Modus Trollin going to be on the Rhaegar. We'll have the True J going to be on the Zul'jin. Feisty Porter is going to be on the Jaina, and Barber on the solo lane Dahaka. Go ahead and get into this matchup here, as we are going to be having top lane hold over. Hold on 1 second. Okay, I thought we lost music there for a second. I was like, I'm not hearing that at all. We're good though. Bottom, or excuse me, mid lane just gonna be held over at this. Are they gonna make rotations to top? That's way too high. That's too big of a lane to make rotations like that. Because they're currently putting Dahaka in bottom. This is often what you see is you have your solo laner, or you have your global in bottom, because the first altar phase is gonna be mid and top, so you can utilize that jump as quickly as possible. I know Gingerbread Man. There was like a bit of hope, I guess I could say, that there was going to be a Cho'Gall, and I was just really like just trying to like make it. I was just trying to will it into existence, because you know I love casting Cho'Gall games. I mean, who doesn't like to cast some of those oddities at the same time? Zul'jin, not a hero I get to cast very often, as we are just going to be having this mid lane being held over. Looks like they're kind of doing rotations between these lanes. They haven't lost out in any sort of major experience here. It's actually, you know, we're talking 100 difference between these two teams barely in this situation, as it looks like we're just going to be having continued rotations. Bottom lane going to be having that Dahaka. Hanzo utilizing those arrows to go ahead and just get the burn onto the siege camp as quickly as possible. And Jaina actually going to be chasing. Okay, I didn't see that. I didn't see Diablo. I was like, Jaina chasing Artanis. What is this game? But we do have Low Blow Joe there. I didn't see the portrait on the minimap. I was just like, how is Artanis getting chased by a Jaina? This is something we all need to witness together. Rotation though coming up to 2D Moss. That is going to be the swap going out from Spagino onto Feisty Porter, but there is going to be the shadow chart, or excuse me, the overpower from Low Blow Joe to save their mage, and Modus Troll gonna go ahead and grab this camp that will be pushing to the bottom lane. 4 is achieved a little bit ahead here, as we will be having the first temple phase starting up in the next 45 seconds. Damage going to be going out onto 2D Moss, just going to be working on the stacks on the side of True J, and Hanzo going to be doing the same thing. Also picking up those explosive arrows at level 4, not looking for the it's the extra damage to Yeah, it's because it's serrated arrows at 4, if I'm not mistaken, because you get the cooldown reduction at 7. So yeah, they're not going for the extra damage into mercs, but they still want the cooldown reduction. That's interesting. Either way, bit of a brawl here happening. We're trying to get a swap out onto one of the members. That was an escape right there from somebody clip that and just send that to them, because they are probably sitting there in their chair like, yo, did anyone see me just get away from all 5 members and not get bodied? Someone go ahead and clip that and send it to him, because I'm sure that they're going to love to see that after this match. But this will be Temple phase starting here. Top lane is going to be held over by Diablo. 2D Moss going to be holding this over in mid as long as they can, but this will be the invade from the Zul'jin as well as Rhaegar. They will step up, and a lot of damage going into the Shrew J, but going to be healed up fairly easily. Top lane going to be left. Low Blow Joe going to be trying to stay on this as long as possible. They try and get some poke damage out, but they now know it's only these 2 members. Verdun going to be stepping up for the Stormbolt, not going to be connecting, but they have a camp pushing up here too. That's a huge aspect of this fight, is that they have this camp that is also going to be pressuring tough, so they can't really leave it, just let them take the phase. They need to also defend against this camp so it doesn't get too much pressure into the lane. Meanwhile, though, Raynor going to be making some rotations, trying to soak up as best they can. Barber going to be still in this bottom lane, pushing this in, tongue-dragging the tower, and just going to be walking out of here, as we do have a bit of a brawl maybe starting out here. They were starting to step up a bit here. Modus trolling. Maybe looking for a fight, but both altar phases or temple phases will be ending here fairly even between the 2 teams. Structures are going to be just about weakened in the same manner. Gate going to be lost in top lane and mid. It's even across the map realistically, but we currently have Genzers going into Barber, and it looks like it's going fairly easy for this Raynor into the Dahaka. See if maybe a rotation comes out for any sort of pick, but in mid lane we have once again 2D Moss getting out just fine, as I was like, man, they're starting to clump up on some of these heroes, but they're not going for it just yet. And it looks like, yeah, they want to make these rotations between mid and top. It's not something we often see. It honestly is not a rotation that I often see in this map, but the thing is, if you can kind of innovate and change things, that's huge for you. But Tannis is going to be playing this safe, and I like this call. Just they're going to hard rotate to the top. They can maybe take out the well. That'd be a great call, but they're just like, no, we're gonna go back and make our rotation into mid. We're gonna be looking for our experience, and that's really it. As Barbara is actually gonna go ahead and clear this out. The next temple phase should be popping up fairly soon. I've been saying that all night, and I've been wrong all night, so maybe just don't believe me. But we just have this bottom lane gonna get pushed in. Rhaegar should get the clear into that. Wouldn't be too surprised to see siege camps being focused very soon. That's exactly why they probably rotated Modus Trolling in this bottom lane, is to go ahead and go grab that camp, as they will be grabbing the top lane knights in their favor on the side of DeathMeta. Bottom lane temple will be popping up here in the next 25 seconds, and Barber in the opposing lane. I love this. This is exactly what you want. You want to put your global in that opposite lane. The big thing to note here is between all the rotations, all of the back and forth, it's 0-0 in kills. We have a very, very even game. I mean, we're, once again, as I said, like there's like 100 experience difference between the 2 teams, and that's a big thing to realize. You know, 6 minutes into the game on a map of this size, going into a global, not losing out on experience, not getting caught out, not getting rotated in on. This has so far been a very, very good match to start out here between the 2 teams. And it looks like we have the start of this temple is available. Question is, are they able to do anything with it just yet on the side of Deathmark or Winky Face? And the other thing too, top lane. Dahaka has burrow. Dahaka can burrow in whenever they want. That is off cooldown 100%. Let me go ahead and just click Opinion, because that's the only thing that gets rid of those. No one on the temple still. Low Blow Joe will be stepping up and going on it. 10s have been achieved. About even here. They will lose that fort. Dahaka did burrow into the bottom. No big fight coming out from them. They'll just be able to hold down this bottom lane. They're going to try and siege in with the tower as well, making sure that maybe they get a little bit more value with this Stormbolt coming out from Murden, stacking up that level 1 questing talent, as well as the baseline there. I want to confirm this bottom fort. The True J, a little bit low on health here, but utilizing that just to get some extra damage and some stacks. Also, the other thing too is, I don't know off the top of my head, Headhunter. Headhunter hasn't been achieved yet because, well, killless game so far, and that's obviously a talent that you want so much earlier, being able to, you know, get some vision on the enemy team, but can't really do that if no one dies. Easy just going to be spinning in the mid lane here, just waiting for the enemy team. They go ahead and they grab their camp in the top lane, and overall, they're going to be turtling up a little bit here on the side of Winky Face, and I don't know if they really need to. They could play this a little aggressive. Hanzo going to rotate in at this time. Maybe they need to look for a swap or an aggressive rotation. Swap going. Nope. Swap not going to be connecting from the Artanis there. Looking for it, but it's not going to be happening just yet as they back out of here just fine. They took some damage onto their mid lane fort. Went ahead and also, though, grabbed this top lane bruiser camp. So they will have these, the knights actually pushing into the top lane. Just going to be going back to rotations and looking for setting up for the next altar phase here, or the next temple phase. It's smart plays so far. It's just really, really smart plays. They're playing extremely... It's just who's going to falter first, as 2D Moss is stepping up quite a bit here. Are they able to maybe get a pick onto the Murden? Shadow Charge, the overpowers there. That is going to be the guillotine going onto them as well. That is the Avatar popped on top of that. Lornado will not be hitting them in the right direction, but they still get the pick. That's huge. The Haka now in that top lane going to go ahead and get the clear onto this camp. Meanwhile, they just go ahead and say, you know what? You lost your Murden. We're going to go ahead and just take your boss. They do have the scout for this with the Rainer's Raider. He's going to be getting some damage on the low blow Joe here, as he's just kind of walking around, still just taking damage. They're maybe just looking for that Shadow Charge, kind of doing the Shadow Charge dance, as Dahaka will go ahead and get the burrow. That will be the Tongue Drag going out onto the Artanis at this time. Hanzo are going to be coming out. That will also be the Ancestral Healing. Barber's so low in this situation, needs to do something, as the Purifier... Suppression Pulse will be coming up from Artanis. Not going to be doing enough to keep them alive as they go ahead and sneak away this boss. The Haka will be moving in on this bottom lane temple, and so they'll have temple shots, boss and Bosch pushing in. Top lane is still available. I don't think Dahaka has brush stock available. They used it for the boss. Might have it maybe midway through this. But the thing is, if the team just holds them in this bottom lane, just pokes in with this boss, Dahaka can finish out that bottom temple, burrow into top, sit on that point. The team can rotate in, and they're going to be still ahead because it's currently 12-14. Lornado coming out from this back line here, trying to just get someone out of position, as we have the Lightning Breath going to be getting the kill onto the Rainer, as well as VZ. Just that last little bit of flame is going to hit their butt, as we do have Boss and Siege Giants pushing into the bottom lane. They want to look for core here, as Spagino is going to potentially get caught. That will be the silence coming, or yeah, the silence coming, or the blind coming out as well. Boss going to be lowered here, but the thing is, you have talent to your advantage. You've got push in on these members. It's 3-5. Go ahead and push in and take this win. So go ahead, though. As I said, Dahaka going to brush stock into top lane, going to clear the minion wave. I mean, it does stack up a little bit quicker, but either way, I won't judge too critically. I only cast, I never actually play, so I can't say much here. Dahaka, though, will be holding over this top lane, going to be getting some damage onto this keep front gate. Hanzo will be going for the clear onto this. They start to get across the map, and they need to close this gap. It is currently 12. It's 13-16. There's a 3-level deficit between these two teams, and with the 16 talent tier achieved, once again, they're not able to do too much on the side of Winky Face. They need to turtle up here, and they're going to be losing just some damage onto their keep, I think. They won't be losing too much on it. It's not that late into the game where it's chunking. I was watching the Open Division this morning, and just like in Europe, it was just absolutely destroying a keep because the game had gone so long. So 50% roughly on the keep here. We will have lanes being pressured by the members of DeathMeta. They'll go ahead and actually jump onto this camp. And I was wondering if they were what they were going to do with this, if they would sit in the bush, wait for the enemy team, or if they're going to go ahead and just grab it themselves. They do that. They'll now also have 2 bruiser camps pushing into the top lane, and they might want to just look for the second keep just to have the added catapult pressure. I mean, catapult pressure is probably one of the best things in this game to have the advantage in. Levels, talent tiers, of course, winning the game, yes. Catapult pressure, number 1. We will be having this swap going to be coming out, not going to be connecting onto Feisty Quarter, as they are going to be sailing onto this top keep. But the thing is, that is a Lornado coming out to separate so many members away. Spagino got dragged away as well. Ring of Frost coming out. The guillotine is going to be hitting so many members, but no one has fallen just yet. That is going to be these blind coming out from Artanis at this time, and they will be confirming the keep. They lose the camps, but the thing is, they had spell reduction, they had push power. Really, really great on the side for the members of DeathMeta, as the next temple phase will be bottom. And it's going to be a solo temple phase. The only thing that's available is a siege camp. The boss is not up for another minute 32, so we have a fight over this? Really risky. They have the vision to them. 2D Moss going to be stepping up. Dahaka isn't here just yet. I don't think they have the burrow. That will be the lockdown going out onto a couple. As Rainer Raider going to be coming out. Guillotine going to be hitting a couple members here. Not going to get that burst that they're looking for. Flank going to be going out. The Shadow Charge and the Tongue Drag onto Genzers here. So much damage going to be coming out. Rainer popped and is going to be falling first in this situation. As no one else on the side of DeathMeta has fallen. That is going to be... I gotta look at it. I don't know why, but my brain is... Impression pulse. There we go. My brain is just farting on this every single time. That is going to be the Artanis falling here. Shadow Charge going to be going out onto Hanzo. I don't think he gets the overpower as that will be finished off by Zul Jin there. The True J and team are going to be working their way up this bottom lane with 3-4 catapults onto this core. True J pops some damage and goes ahead and starts to do some damage. Starts to deal into this core as looks like this is going to be zoned away by... Low blow Joe Ringer Frost coming out as well, and that is going to be game number 2 going over to DeathMeta. GG. Well played.